hand function at the bottom of your screen. And if the chairman allows, we'll bring you in.
All right, good morning. We'll convene our meeting for today of the prison board and ask for any public comment at this time. Dawn, do you see any names that are familiar to you? Okay, there's Ann Gruber wants to speak.
Good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I have a question about things that have happened during the pandemic and what I know programs haven't been offered at the prison. What has been done to help inmates through this time other than hopefully the safety of not getting COVID?
Warden, would you like to take a swing at that?
Sure. Good morning. What we have been trying to offer is education from our prime care medical provider to the inmate population for both staff and inmates about the importance of hand washing and mask wearing, encouraging social distance as best we can within a confined institution. We've also offered 3 free 5-minute or less phone calls for the inmate population. We have been running GED and schooling via teachers would drop off the packets and our counselors would hand them to the incarcerated individuals to have that kind of education continuing. Chaplains have been here that not seeing inmates, but providing Bibles and religious materials and things of that nature.
Okay.
Is there anything that, I'm sorry, is there anything that could be added? Like, am I correct in saying the kiosks have a capability to FaceTime family members? Or was that something I heard years ago when the kiosks were installed and that's just my imagination?
We currently do not have a contract to head that way. We're in conversations about moving forward with that, but that's a contractual issue that we just haven't reached that point yet.
Okay, but it is something you're looking at? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. And the other thing is the inmates getting things like clothing pieces, blankets, that kind of thing. Has that been improved? Or is there any ideas to improve it?
We have policies and procedures that are set forth. If the inmate population feels that that's not accommodating to them, they can submit a request slip or file a grievance, and we would review that policy or see if there's things that can be done better in a different manner.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Congratulations on your new position, Warden.
Thank you, Ann.
Is there anyone else there, Dawn, that you see that asked to speak?
No more raised hand.
There's a chat question. If the warden could just note any COVID case numbers, if there are at this point.
Knock on wood, we have no active COVID cases right now. We do have approximately 37 or 38 inmates that are in the, when you first come to jail, go through the COVID quarantine process. But as of this morning, we had no positive cases.
Anyone else for public comment from our last meeting, Dawn, that you see there? That there's one. Okay,
I
Carl.
see a raised hand.
Bring him in. There he is. All right, sir. Would you introduce yourself and where you're from, and then we'll go from there.
Hiya, I'm Carl Brightwalk. I'm from Annville. I'm planning to go to school in Philly, but I'm here from Annville. Live on East High Street, and I was wondering. This may sound sort of like a stupid question, but what exactly is the purpose of the prison board? What are the topics that you all cover in terms of how to move forward? What is your goal? Yeah.
I would say in simple terms, it's policy and budget. You know, those are the two. Jamie, do you want to, you know, or commissioners, do anybody?
Yeah, it's primarily for operations and policy and procedure at the jail. Each county that has a jail has a prison board. Some counties that are larger, for example, second-class counties have I think it's called a jail oversight committee. Instead, it's by a different word, and the membership's a little bit different. But this is a place where the staff will provide reports to the prison board on the activities inside the jail from the past month. If the warden has anything to make the board aware of or to propose changes to operations or anything, this would be the place to do that. Typically, a prison board in a county of our size is made up of the 3 county commissioners, the county controller, the sheriff, the district attorney, and the president judge. Historically, in Lebanon County, the president judge has chosen not to participate. However, the rest of the board that I mentioned does participate. So I hope that answers the question. There's a statute that dictates all of this that I believe you could probably find pretty easily in a search that would define the prison board by state statute and you know, the activities that it's responsible for.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Brightwalk?
Sure. So thank you for that. Thank you for that response, Jamie. So sort of a tag on to that question is then you talked about this idea that there's documents that I guess what I've heard in the past is that these documents for the prison board are given preemptively to the meeting before the meeting and then so that the meeting can be expedited. Could I perchance have those documents or look at them in some way?
You're referring to the prison packet that includes all the reports from the various departments within?
Sure. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever is,
Yeah.
given before the meeting.
Yeah, typically when we met in person, those packets were there on the table, and anybody who would, you know, want to come in and participate in the meeting would be able to have a packet of their own. Obviously, that's a little bit different under this circumstance, but the answer is the same. So yes, that would be available to, you know, anyone who want to attend the meeting. It's the fact that we're doing it this way, if you'd want to have those, we could certainly get them to you.
That would be awesome. Who could I contact for that?
I think, Dawn, is that something you could scan? I think we might have Mr. Brightwalk's email already.
Yeah, we could probably scan them.
It's pretty
I get it
voluminous. I mean, we're talking
Yeah, I
about,
get them from Rebecca Bozeman, so
yeah, I think we're talking about maybe total of, you know, 75 pages or something, I would say, or maybe 50 pages.
Okay, great. That would be awesome. Yeah, yeah, Don, I think you do have my email. So if you could send those, that would be just swell.
And Mr. Chairman, there's another question in the chat. I can go ahead and read it if you'd like me to.
Sure.
Along the lines of policy and budget, and given the savings the county has realized, do you foresee going back to the pre-COVID policy of transporting inmates to the courthouse, or will you continue with the video hearings and such? I guess that's an answer from a combination of people, probably the warden, the sheriff, and the courts. The courts are the ones who call upon someone to either appear or be, or do it by video. Is that accurate, Warden Litz and Sheriff Klingler?
Yes.
Yes, and I believe it might be a little too early at this point to determine if and when we may go back to the policy of moving all inmates. I just think it's a little too early to determine that.
I would concur.
Okay, but it is largely a court decision, but in conjunction with each of you, because you have to facilitate it.
Yes, we've had transport some inmates if they had trial and the judge requested them to be in person. We have accommodated that with the sheriff's department.
The video conferencing, I think, has worked for all parties pretty well so far. This is something that we had to pretty quickly get into place a year ago, but it seems to me that whether they be the courts or the public defenders or whomever, it seems to be favored so far.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We'll move on to our agenda then and ask for a report from the warden if there's anything to add to the reports that you distributed.
Do we want to approve the minutes?
Oh, that would be nice too.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as printed of the prior meeting.
Second.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments, questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. And now we will move to the warden and any other reports, if there's anything beyond the reports that you've distributed.
Other than my report, I tried to forward the prison board a copy of the MOU. I wasn't sure when the appropriate time to discuss that would be.
That would be now, probably.
Okay, so what I'm asking is that we entertain the MOU with the Department of Corrections that allows for free assistance to the facility for policy writing, for vulnerability assessments to be done, and things of that nature that are listed within the document that I shared.
I'll make a
And this is
motion.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the MOU with the state.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. And just to clarify, this is a service that's provided once we get an MOU in place, that those, accommodations are made free of charge, is it?
Yes, sir, and it was looked over by the solicitor and he saw no issue with the language. I would just need your signatures so I can move forward with it.
Okay, excellent.
And if I'm not mistaken, Warden, that we've been operating under memorandum of understanding up to this point. This is a renewal.
We had a renewal for different services. We've never had it for the technical support. We had
Okay.
the MOU for maybe a housing agreement during some kind of emergent situation. We have a standing MOU with the state police. They come in to investigate like sexual assault crimes and things of that nature. So an MOU is not new. It's just for what this particular MOU is offering.
Thank you.
Excellent.
you.
Any other questions or comments? If not, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, so moved. Anything else to add there, Warden?
No, thank you. How would you like me to get it to you guys for your signature?
You can just send it up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else from the board? From the floor? If not, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Make a motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. We stand adjourned. Thank you all for your input and have a safe St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.